FedEx in a different way.
Rosh, are we going to a worldwide recession?
Well, I'm not an economist, but you know,
you know more than economists. Come on, they don't. They just push papers. You actually look at papers.
Well, I think so.
You think we are going to a worldwide recession?
I think so. But you know, again, these numbers don't portend very well.
U.S. in the last few weeks as bad as China in the last few weeks.
Yeah, the U.S. Consumer has definitely spending less, but the U.S. has been somewhat insulated because the U.S. dollar is is the currency of choice for the world, and there's some insulation there. But I do see the U.S. is slowing down.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me today. My name is Peter. Welcome back to Invest with Peter. So today I'm going to be talking about when the real market crash is going to start, and I think it's going to start very, very soon. I'm going to tell you when and how it's going to start. But before then, if you see me for the first time, my name is Peter Arts. Please click on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get this channel going, right? Because every week I bring out information that helps you, and that probably going to help you in the nearest future to know when to buy, how to buy, and what to buy. Though I'm not, I don't give financial advice on my channel, but I just tell you, well, this is what I'm doing. If you do so, it's going to help you, this, and that. So that's what I talk about. I'm not allowed to give you financial advice. So anything I say today, it's not for you to buy or sell any cryptocurrency. Now, last week, what happened? The FedEx CEO came out and was talking about, well, it's probably recession is probably going to be so big, and what is happening in China is bigger than what we're actually seeing on the TV and all that stuff. That's going to be cutting down on workers hours, the jobs they're having and all that stuff, and they're going to stop employing workers and all that stuff just to cut their losses, or just to reduce the effect of recession and all that stuff. So as a result of this, market went down last week. And not only that, right, CPI came out on I think on Tuesday, right? Market was expecting 8.1, right? It came out 8.3. So I actually predicted 8.3, 8.4, right? That's what I predicted, because I knew it's only, right, the gas price, energy price that is going down. The price of food and services still remain the same or keep rising, right? So I said, I don't see it going lower than 8.3 or 8.4. It came out, guess what? 8.3. So I was right on that. Now, what's going to happen, right? What is going to be, the big issue that we're going to be dealing with, and where do we go from here, right? So now, people were saying, well, Russia-Ukraine issue is going to be the big one. If Putin just mistakenly trigger, nuclear weapon, that's going to be the end of the whole thing. If China invade Taiwan, it's going to be the big thing that will going to collapse the whole thing, and it's going to lead to global recession. Well, sorry to disappoint you, that is not what's going to send us to recession. The recession pin code lies in the hands of the Feds at this point, because the market is so sensitive that any news coming out from them triggers, whether it's going to go up or it's going to go down. So the market we're dealing with now depends on data, and that is why you see the market going up today, tomorrow go down, up today 5%, down tomorrow 7%. So where do we go from here, and how are we not going to be confused at this point to know what to buy, when to buy, and when to stop buying, right? Well, most analysts believe the recession is unavoidable at this point. It's just going to depend on whether it's going to be a deep recession, or it's going to be like a slow recession, technical recession, or it's going to be a big recession that's going to lead to a depression. So people are coming left and right on YouTube, coming up with assumptions, telling you this is what's going to happen, as if they can see tomorrow, or as if they have the magic stuff in the front of them to see tomorrow. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So if you listen to them, be very careful not to be too negative or to be too positive at this point. So how are we going to know, or when is the market going to crash, right? Everybody's been thinking about, we still have 10% to go down, 20% to go down. Well, this is my own view about this, right? So CPI came out 8.3. And guess what? 75 basis points is what we're looking at this point. 50 basis points is off the table. 50 basis points is off the table at this point. And FOMC is going to be meeting this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Then Wednesday, Jerome Powell is going to come out and say, well, I think the market is not really good enough, so we're going to be raising rates 75 basis points. That is the base point. That's the base case at this point. Right now, people think, well, that's what's going to come, right? Well, that's not the big issue, right? The big issue lies in what they discuss and how long they're going to be raising rates. But I still said, last video I said, I see them pivoting around early next year, because whatever they do now will probably depend on how shallow the recession is going to be. And guess what? We might even avoid the recession. But whatever they do is going to determine whether we go from here to minus 30% or minus 20%. So what's my own suggestion, or to answer the question on the thumbnail? Some analysts are talking about 100 basis points. 100 basis points is going to be a big and a great regret for the FOMC, because if they go ahead and raise the rate by 100 basis points, that's a full basis point, just because they're trying to bring it down to 2% from 8%. Earlier on we were at 9.1% around June or May. That was the highest, that was the peak, right? We all say that was the peak of the inflation, right? So it started coming down now. So if they go on and give out 100 basis points, that is what's going to break the camel's back. And that's when the horse is going to buckle, right? So I think next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, if FOMC have their meeting and Jerome Powell comes out very aggressive at this point and says, well, we're going to be going full basis point, guess what? Say bye-bye to your portfolio, because that is what's going to lead to a downtrend of, we might actually see minus 10% Nasdaq that very day if it goes out and say we're going full basis point. And S&P, some people are even suggesting S&P to go down to 2,900. That's crazy from where we are now. So I'm saying that we need to look at this point, if FOMC and if Fed comes out, J. Powell, and says 100 basis points now, then the next meeting, November 75 or whatever they say, then December 75, that will destroy the market, destroy the whole thing, and send U.S. economy into a deep recession, whether you equity as a market, whether it's housing market, bond market, commodity market, all this market, they're going to crash. We're going to be seeing minus 20, minus 30, and all that from where we are at this point. And that is crazy. So whatever they do is going to determine what's going to happen. Forget about all these geopolitical issues around the world. Feds as the pin code of recession in their fingers. If they come out aggressive, then expect the whole market to crash, and recession is going to be deeper than what we actually expecting at this point. So as for me, how am I going to play this game? I'm playing this game by holding on. I'm not buying for now. If I'm buying anything, I'll be buying commodity at this point, because I need to play it safe. Though I've invested in so many, tech, blue chips company and all that stuff, they're all in red. I don't care. I'm a long-term investor. So, but putting money in the market now, I'll be looking at different sector. I'll be looking at energy sector, and I'll be looking at, like I said in my previous video, liquid natural gas, because Europe is going to be suffering this winter because what Putin is doing over there is going to affect Europeans and the people that Russia supplies gas. So we're looking at liquid natural gas being sent by United States, Japan, and some other countries, and the companies that will be facilitating these are where I'm going to be looking at ET, energy transfer. I'll be looking at LNG. I'll be looking at some other company that are related to this gas transportation, liquid natural gas, and all that. So that's where I'm going to be putting my money, and I'll be folding my hands on tech or whether a reopening plays and all that stuff. So that's it, guys, today. And I believe we're still going to see great market turnaround, great candles and all that stuff. But please be very careful out there. Do not put your head in one basket, and be very careful what you're buying at this point. You don't just buy random stuff, or because somebody told you or somebody's telling you to buy something, you're just rushing them by. Be very careful. It's better to be safe than sorry. Keep your money in case we go into a recession. That's where millionaires and billionaires are made, because market is going to go down minus 10, 20, 30% from where we are now. But in case we manage to avoid a recession, if you've been dollar cost average, that's going to do well for you as well. So you don't just fold your hand, you DCA and hold on to some cash just in case we go down. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my video. So if you have subscribed to the channel, thank you. If you're still thinking about it, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. My name is Peter Ads. Bye.